Hello and welcome to today's session on poetry. This is part 2 of what we did last week. I'm Dr. Zohra Iqbal from the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. So today we are going to look into the various elements of poetry. They are 5: rhythm, rhyme, sound, imagery and form. Rhythm is the first element of the poetry. Now to some it appears that the poem is meant to be sung. There has to be a rhythm in it. To some extent, yes, it is true. Rhythm in poetry involves sound patterning. Now this sound patterning means systematic falling of the beats and also at regular intervals of time. This is known as the meter. Now meter is the rhythm of the poem and it gives that poetic feel to any of the poems. Now a while ago I was speaking about meter. What is meter, which gives the poetic quality to this poem or any poem for that matter? This involves the combination of stressed and unstressed syllables. They create constant beat and this pattern runs throughout the poem. Now each pattern of beats is called a foot and there are various possible combinations available. What type? Stressed and unstressed, unstressed and stressed, and so on and so forth. And also there are various names given to these combinations. I was speaking about the combinations of foot or many feet that were available. There are various names, as I said, of the various combinations. As you can see, iambic, that means unstressed, stressed and a 2-syllable combination. Then trochee, that is stressed and unstressed, again a 2-syllable combination. Then we have spondee, that is the stress, stressed, stressed and it is again a 2-syllable combination. Anapest, which is unstressed, then unstressed and then stressed, it's a 3-syllable combination. Dactyl is stressed, unstressed and unstressed, again a 3-syllable combination. And finally the pyrrhic, that is unstressed first, again an unstressed and it's a 2-syllable combination. Now the thing is, if you can see the various combinations, unstressed and stressed, stressed and unstressed, stressed and stressed, unstressed, unstressed and stressed. So many combinations available and all with various names. Now out of these, the iambic is the most famous one, rather most common one, and iambic pentameter is what generally people know about. Now after speaking about the foot, we also need to know about the meter and what are the various names given to it. According to the combinations and how many times they occur in a line, they are called monometer, that is 1 foot per line, then diameter 2 and tri 3, according to the numbers that we have in one line of these patterns that fall at regular and systematically they fall at regular intervals of time. That is called the meter and they are given the various names: tetra, penta, hexa, hepta and octa. Rhyme refers to the second element of poetry. What is rhyme? It refers to the repetition of sounds in poem. Now letters are often used to denote rhyme. How come? In this manner, a new letter is ascribed each time the sound changes. Examples are of the rhyme scheme. We are taking the examples of the rhyme scheme: A, B, B, A, A, B, A, B, A, B, C, B, etc. What does this mean? This means here that line A and 4 are rhyming. Similarly, line line 2 and 3 are rhyming. Then line 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 are rhyming with each other. And here in this combination we have A and C which are different, whereas line 2 and 4 are actually rhyming. That means first line and the third line are not rhyming with each other. The term rhyme generally relates to repetition of final sounds, or they are also called as end rhyme. But this is not always the case. Sometimes you have rhyming in the middle of the line also. Many poems which have no rhymes, or they are called free rhymes poems, also are available. They do not have a particular rhyme scheme. Various types of rhymes are also possible, various types. Sound is the next element of poetry. Now, sound in a poem is created by repeating a word or selecting a rhyme scheme. Rhyme schemes we have just dealt with. Repetition and rhyme, these are not the only devices available for us in order to create sound in a poem. Which are the other sound devices? There are many. Alliterations, assonance, consonance, onomatopoeia, rhyme, and also rhythm. So, in order to take just an elaborate view about sound, repetition, as I said, it creates sound. Any word, phrase or sentence can be repeated, or any line within a poem can be repeated. This creates sound. Rhyme we have already dealt with, as I said. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of a word. Example is also there. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds within words. So many different devices are used. These are just a few examples. Imagery is considered to be the next element. Imagery is that element in a poem which sparks off the senses. Now the word is already clear to us. It creates images. But images, as we can say, is synonymous to the word picture, but that does not mean we are only referring to the visual image. It can be related to any sensory organ. Language that provides these senses is what we are looking at. In poetry, we have this language which relates to the senses. That can be sight, sound, smell, touch, or taste. But how are these created in a poem? There are various devices to create imagery, and they are, some of them, symbols we can use in order to create an image in front of the eye. Then metaphors are used, again a type of comparison. Similes, descriptions, even personifications. These create visual images in front of the reader, and also they can relate to various senses. The last element is the poetic form. Now there are various poetic forms. We have dealt with this in part 1 of our lecture series, and we did refer to these: epics, narratives, pastoral poetry, sonnets, elegies and odes. We can also include blank verse and rhymed poetry or even free verse in this category. That's about all in this part 2 of the poetry section. Thank you.